All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into something huge, a real seismic shift happening in the world of design. We're talking about Figma, the tool that pretty much everyone uses, and how it just got this incredible, super-powered upgrade that might just change everything. We're going to explore how a single sentence could be all you need to build the next big thing.
I mean, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? But what if I told you this is actually happening right now? This is the big question we're going to unpack today, because, the answer is getting surprisingly close to yes. So, how is any of this even possible? Well, it all starts with a brand new AI assistant that lives right at the heart of Figma. To get why this is such a massive deal, you have to remember Figma is the canvas where most of the apps and websites you use every single day are born. So when they roll out a major new feature, the entire tech industry sits up and pays attention. And this update back in May 2025, it wasn't just another feature, it was a statement.
So, say hello to Figma Make. It's an AI assistant built right into the tool. And the idea is really simple. You just describe what you want to create, using plain English, and the AI builds it for you. We're not just talking about making pretty pictures. We're talking about generating interactive designs and even the code that goes with them.
Honestly, the best way to wrap your head around this is to imagine you're just chatting with your design software. So instead of clicking and dragging pixels and shapes around, you're having a conversation, you're giving it instructions, and you're refining your ideas, all through text.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually feel like to use? Let's take a look at how you can go from a completely blank canvas to a working design with just a couple of simple words.
The whole process is incredibly straightforward. You just start a new Make file, and boom, there's a text box. You type in what you're imagining, you hit that Make button, and you just watch as the AI generates a user interface right in front of your eyes. And from there, it's all about refining it.
So for example, you could start with something as broad as this. No detailed brief, just a simple, clear idea. You type, create a restaurant reservation app, and that's it. That's the starting pistol. The AI takes that and just generates a foundational screen for you.
But here's where it gets really, really smart. The AI doesn't just give you a bunch of empty boxes. It intelligently fills the design with relevant placeholder content. So for a restaurant app, that means you get images of food, you get restaurant names, sample menu items. It saves a ridiculous amount of time.
And of course, that first draft is just the beginning. From there, the AI gives you instant options to tweak the style. You can just tell it, change the color scheme to a warm gray tone or adjust the spacing. You can even translate all the text into another language with a single command. It's all just part of the conversation.
But look, a static screen is one thing. The real magic, the really cool part, happens when you bring that design to life, turning it into something you can actually click and interact with.
This is exactly where Figma Make goes beyond being just a picture-making tool. It completely bridges that gap between a visual idea and an actual functional product. So building on our restaurant app, you can just give the AI a follow-up command. You could say something like this, telling it to create the next step in the user's journey. By asking it to let users select a menu item, the AI will generate a whole new screen or state that logically follows the first one. It just knows.
So after just a few of these conversational steps, you don't have a collection of static images anymore. Nope, you have a functioning, living prototype. You can actually click through the reservation process, you can select a time, choose an entree. It behaves just like a real app would.
And this isn't just for little one-off projects. For professional teams, where consistency is absolutely everything, the AI has another amazing trick up its sleeve. You can point Figma Make to your existing design systems, your style guides, your component libraries, and it will learn your brand's visual language, making sure every single screen it generates is perfectly, consistently on brand.
Okay, so this technology is obviously powerful, but it also brings up some pretty big questions, especially about the future of the design profession itself. What does all this mean for the people who do this for a living?
This right here, this is the question on literally every designer's mind. If a tool can spit out a professional-looking app from just a single sentence, does that make the designer's skills, obsolete?
Well, what people are starting to realize is that these tools are blurring the traditional lines between roles. A product manager can now quickly whip up a visualization of their idea, a developer can generate design assets they need, and the designer's role, it starts to shift away from pure creation to something a lot more strategic. You can see the whole evolution right here. The workflow is changing from this hands-on manual process of building everything from scratch to a role that's much more like a director. The job becomes less about pushing pixels and more about guiding the AI, curating what it produces, and refining those details to hit a specific goal.
So what this really means is that the future isn't about AI replacing designers. It's about creating a new kind of hybrid workflow. Your deep understanding of user experience, of aesthetics, of problem solving, all those traditional design skills, they're still absolutely essential. You need them to write good prompts and to know when the AI's output is on the right track versus when it needs to be pushed further.
And really, that's what this all comes down to. As AI gets better and better at handling the how, the technical execution of a design, it frees us up, the human creators, to focus way more on the why. Why are we building this in the first place? Who are we building it for? And what problem are we truly trying to solve? That is the exciting new frontier this technology is opening up for all of us.